Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. You can notice I'm not wearing my hat because my hair's grown out. And you can also notice that in over a year I actually washed my sweater. Because there's dust on it, but I think I got like the last Christmas. And we're going to talk about something a little brief. It's called the evolution of trick shotting. I keep calling it quickscoping because it started as such. Because in Modern Warfare 1 in 2007, they basically created this idea for a modern Call of Duty. And when the modern Call of Duty came out, people gravitated towards two snipers. There was five, three were semi-auto, and two were bolt actions. You got the Dragunov, the M21, and the Barrett. Basically, you got the crap, the spam, and the very powerful. And then you got the R700 and the M483. I actually prefer the R700 because it just feels nicer and it looks better. And then there's the M483, which the community gravitated towards, and that's where quickscoping came from. I don't think you could have done it as well since it's an odd game, but that's where it began. World of War didn't really have much additional history of sniping, trick shotting, or even quickscoping. Let's give a little back. We gave a little background about how it went into place, but we will talk about trick shotting because it started in 2009 as an odd trend. It was a trend that somehow caught on. Because when Modern Warfare 2 came out and people started testing the guns, they realized there was this one golden gun in the snipers category. It was called the Intervention. It sounded great, it was a bolt action, and it was really quick. So quickscoping then went upwards, and then trick shotting became the new trend around it. Because of Rust, they jumped off, did a spin, just shot somebody, and they're like, let's call this trick shotting. And basically, after a couple videos came through, it just basically became the biggest trend of 2009, around Call of Duty, of course. And people just started emulating it in different maps, different textures. I think some people even tried different games. Because in 2009, that's where the trend of trick shotting came from. And at the time, everybody thought it was novel and cool, and they're like, well, let's try this. I wasn't exactly there. I was only 7 years old, so I really didn't know what was going on, except for what I saw on YouTube. It even continued into 2010 when Black Ops 1 came out, but they nerfed quickscoping because I guess the dev at the time just didn't like quickscoping. So they continued in Modern Warfare 2. I think some people tried Black Ops 1. And then the trend kind of died out for a bit in 2011. It was kind of in a dead state. And then 2012 resurrected it with the DSR and the Ballista until they nerfed the DSR. And it basically started going from there. It was kind of odd because after that, we really didn't hear much about trick shotting at all. I guess there's only like a small community to keep them alive. And we're going to talk about that little community in a bit. My hair kind of curly right now. But yeah, there was the Ballista, and then you had the Intervention. Those were basically the two guns that everybody would associate with trick shotting. And yeah, so after that, it really didn't pick up again. And nowadays, it's more dead. But y'all, everybody wants to know why I'm even talking about this, since nothing really happened at all, like in Ultimate Media, that I would even hear about. So we're gonna start from yesterday. This is probably going to be the risky part of the video and the one I really somewhat didn't want to talk about. So, me and the boys were in a party on Xbox One, and one of Andrew's trick shot buddies came in, and he basically said, and then was there for a bit, and then he left, and he called us all bums. Me and the other four guys, he called them all bums, and I'm like, and the funniest thing, I was just like getting ready, like me and the boys were getting ready to ream this kid, but I guess I said the magical word because I'm like, he just calls us bums because he trick shots. And guess who it pissed off? It pissed off John and it pissed off Andrew. We're going to use their freaking real names, I don't care. And so this is where the little argument came through. It started basic as normal debates would go. I basically told them trick shots is crap. And they yelled at me going, well, I like trick shotting. I should need to back this up a bit, getting a little more tension. So I told them trick shotting was bad and gave them my point since trick shotting isn't even popular anymore. You can literally look up Call of Duty trick shots, put your filter on a year. All the videos got 700 views or less. Probably like dead or something. And the funniest thing, as soon as I'm starting to mention this and my point's starting to finalize, like it's pretty good and they really can't really have a proper comeback unless they actually do some scientific. And then John basically goes, don't your channel get fewer than 700 views? I'm like, hmm. So there was a little thunder before the storm right there moment. And I'm like, why would you mention my channel? We're talking about trick shotting. And the funniest thing, freaking John and Andrew were like, hey, screw trick shot. Let's just change the topic because we're literally losing in a debate. And I'm like, wow, you actually had to go that personal? Actually, I can't even mention most of what happens in that little debate after that because I'm trying to keep it to what we were talking about. Like, dude, we're talking about trick shotting. Don't change the freaking topic. And he kept pussyfooting around it going, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Because they've been proven wrong and they can't really back it up anymore. So they avoid the personal attacks. They even attacked Barry of all people. I'm like, what he had to do with this? I just basically just going against freaking John right there. Man going hard on him. And then freaking Andrew's going on me. Man just won't stop railing on me that whole day. And this conversation was his perfect outlet. Man over here playing a PMG file on his mic and broke his freaking phone. Gotta buy a dang new one. And after a bit, we started getting at each other, and I'm like, dude, stop pussyfooting around the dang topic. Because I'm trying to bring it back to freaking trick shot, what it started from. And I'm like, just get it back to trick shotting. And John Couch, he basically did the irredeemable move. He then made fun of my mom for being dead, and then he brought up Lemur's mom. And I'm like, oh no. And then he got mad at me, and then he goes, well, you're the one who said it. I'm like, I didn't mention the people's dead moms. So then he goes from attacking me to attacking Barry to attacking me to attacking Lemur. I'm just kind of scared that Aaron was going to be next. I'm over here like, you know what? I appreciate Aaron for being quiet. I don't think he wants to smoke too. Because I can understand, like, even Aaron saw John's like, yo, man, that was a little too far. Man went crazy on that. And I'm like, just going, why do you mention that? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why? And this man gets mad at me like I said. He was the one, he thought I was the one who brought up the dead mom. And I'm like, bro, you're the one who did it. And he starts getting all sentimental and like, oh, I knew Lemur for my whole life, man. Literally, John's over here thinking, he's like from Saving Private Ryan, thinking him and freaking Lemur came out of the womb holding hands. And I'm like, I don't care about this. We're supposed to be talking about trick shotting, but you won't stop running away from the topic. Man gets scared and run away from the topic. He's like, and then he has to get me to try yelling, but I'm like, I'm trying to calm down at this point because at this point they're straight up going personal at me. I can't even mention it because that's actually going to be a whole emotional video right there. Man literally got right deep in the feels. And that's what happens when you literally lose at a topic. Because it all started because I want to say trick shotting is bad and it doesn't have a point anymore. Literally, there's no need for trick shotting anymore. Like, it doesn't even exist in Call of Duty. No one's doing trick shotting anymore. Maybe a couple people got in a phase because of it, but they're going in because of quickscoping. Quickscoping's still a thing. Trick shotting is dead. It's been dead since 2012. And Andrew, John, and that little butt buddy community seems to be trying to keep it alive, but at that point, that's like trying to keep smallpox or freaking polio alive. You're just kind of an idiot for that. And this all started just because I wanted to make a point. I made a point. Guess what? I succeeded. I ended up winning the debate because guess what he did? He freaking backed out of that debate and wanted to attack me personally. When you attack someone personally in a debate, when they're just trying to talk about a topic, like for example, trick shotting, you lost the debate. By the time you start going personal and going at that person's family, you just lost the debate. And he started attacking other people that weren't even a part of it. Lemur and Barry had nothing to do with trick shot, but no, John had to go ba 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 at them. I'm like, and basically Andrew just gets mad at me too. He's like going, oh man, you said it too. And he took John's side. I'm like, okay. I wouldn't expect him to take my side because they're both arguing me about how cool trick shotting is. At this point, I think he lost more friends than just me. Because I'm over here just trying to calm it back down. And then Lemur gets on their side and says, I'm the one attacking people. I was defending myself. I'm not even talking. And then they're starting to talk. I'm like, yo. And then Lemur gets mad at me like I was the one who's talking the whole time. I don't know if he might be deaf or something, but I did not even say anything for 2 minutes. And then people were just railing on me and him. And I'm like, why are you taking their side? You should take my side. They're the one who's talking about us. And they're going freaking hard on us. And freaking, even Aaron's like disgusted. He's like, ugh. Man, literally just about out of it. I blocked Lemur for a bit, then unblocked him because I wanted to hear what he said. Because he was being a freaking idiot. And we were just trying to defend ourselves, and then freaking John and Andrew wouldn't stop going on a barrage. It just seemed like a whole event over there. I'm just like, calm down. It's not that important. And they just kept going. Even like 10 minutes after the initial conversation ended, I didn't want to talk about trick shot, and guess what they did? They brought it back up. Hey, let's bring this back up and then insult him some more. And then Andrew played that yelling file in his freaking mic, and everybody's like, yo, that man mic broke my... Nah, man, that's his phone. His speakers blew out. Because I know he does not speak that quick or that hard. The loudest I ever see him get was like mildly yelling. Because I could definitely get louder. If I went as loud as his PMG file did, I'm pretty sure my mic would literally be cut in half. But I'll tell him it wasn't such a good time. I ended up just going, you know what, you just have your opinion, I'll have mine. And then them two just basically went off again. And I'm like, I just stopped talking at that point, and Andrew thought I muted him. I'm like, no, I'm just not talking. Because at this point, I just want to back out, because I already won, and then I just stopped. I stopped the debate in its tracks, and they're still trying to continue it. They lost so bad, they had to extend it. And I'm like, I did not want to have this happen. I just want to talk about trick shotting. So I basically am like, okay. Of course, after a bit, they threatened to kill me and stuff, and they said they were joking, but I don't think putting a gun to someone's head is really joking. But I ended up blocking John and Andrew on every single thing I have them on. I deleted a couple apps. It just wasn't fun. So I basically decided I don't want to hang out with these people anymore. They're freaking toxic. Because Lemur's freaking tone deaf. Aaron's still on my side somewhat. Man knows what's up. And I just hope no one else has to suffer the fallout. Because Andrew's no longer my freaking best friend anymore. Because that dude can go die in a pit now. And freaking John, I don't know what's wrong with him. I think he might have hit his head beforehand. Man smoked too much dang weed. Yeah. Well, it was good talking to you. That was, I guess, story time and a bit of evolution and a little history in it. Yeah, that wasn't as good as I wanted to remember it. Well, make sure to have a good day. Hope your experiences in life aren't like mine. And hope people don't get in your business. Make sure to have a good day. Like and subscribe. I'll probably lay this one out a bit, and maybe I'll just make a new follow-up video for you, because I'm trying to space out my videos so it doesn't look like I'm milking a certain topic.